Happy Monday, everyone. This is Martha with Nature Niche, and I am coming to you on location from Shady Acres Campground, and I'm here with owner Connie Spotts. I've learned a lot today. She has showed me around her awesome property, and I just wanted to talk a little bit, Connie, about, before I show them all the cool things you have going on here, kind of how long you've owned the property, what got you started doing cool wildlife projects, and just a brief overview of kind of all the good things you have going on here.
All right. Well, I've probably owned the campgrounds almost 50 years. And I taught school, so now I'm retired from that. So what I like is to still keep teaching. So I have groups come in, garden groups, and we talk about wildlife and how we can live with wildlife and solve problems. I had a friend that got me started raising monarchs. That's where I first started.
Okay.
And I really got into it. So now I raise everything I can think of that's supposed to be here in Michigan.
Nice.
And I'm actually brought back the pipevine swallowtail. And now I'm working on the zebra swallowtail, which actually lays eggs on pawpaw trees, which we don't have many of. So I think that's why we're losing that particular butterfly.
Okay.
So I do raise them. I feel that if I left them out there, ants are going to get them, spiders are going to get them. So I feel they have a better chance if I bring them inside.
Okay.
And some of them just have one host plant. As you all know, the monarch swamp, milkweed, that's it. So you want to make sure you have milkweed to help save them. So each butterfly is different. I have the cages that we've seen, and it's a lot of work. You got to keep things clean.
Yep.
Because things mold and mildew, and you got to feed them, and
sure,
it's like having a lot of kids. So
fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
fun but work.
Yes. This is a camper's tent that I purchased. And the reason I did this is because when butterflies come out, I put them in here, and particularly the zebra, when I was trying to bring it, I'm trying to bring it back. I've got little pawpaw trees in there, and I also put nectaring plants for them to feed on. And I'll tell you, I found out this year that they love dandelions. Oh. So it's very important that you have dandelions for the early butterflies and bees. So anyhow, I put them in here, and I put a chair in there, and I can go in and sit and relax.
That's nice.
And I'm hoping that eggs will be laid on the host plant.
Nice.
And then I'll have them. And this fencing, this is another little tip.
Okay.
You have problems. I have cats, and they see the butterflies fluttering. Well, we put this fence around it, and that takes care of the problem.
Keep them safe.
Yep, keeps them safe.
Nice. And then you release the adults out onto your property.
Yes,
and
because the whole idea is to have them in the wild.
Yep.
And so that, and the thing is, if you're going to raise butterflies, you got to have enough plants. You can't just have one tree.
Sure, or one milkweed plant.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
You have to start early with plants. Get the plants first, and then start worrying about the butterflies and the caterpillars.
Very nice.
All right, this is for people who don't finish their bananas and they get overripe.
Yes.
And you don't know what to do. You don't want to make banana nut bread. So you bring it out here. These are old grapes. These are watermelon, bananas, and there are certain butterflies that come to this.
Okay.
Believe it or not, they don't go to beautiful flowers. They come to fruit. They come to sap that's running down a tree. They even come to dog poop.
Yes.
All right. So you got to have the different things to bring in a variety of butterflies. So I do take this in at night because there are creatures at night that like to eat
the
this.
raccoons would totally run off of that.
It gets it all over.
Yeah.
So just bring it in at night. But anyhow, that's the fruit tray.
Nice. And tell me a little bit about this pollinator garden. You've really focused on a lot of different host plants.
Okay. Yes. Usually every plant I buy is for some reason.
Okay.
Okay. If you look here, this is a prickly ash.
Uh-huh.
And that happens to be a host plant for the giant swallowtail, which is our largest butterfly in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And that giant also eats on the hop or wafer tree.
Okay, yep.
Okay, so there's two host plants
Telia,
right
yep.
there for the giant.
Mm-hmm.
This is pearly.
Oh, everlasting?
Yes, this is pearly everlasting.
Okay.
And
oh, I see the flowers there, right there.
Oh yes, you're right. There's a flower, and you'll see that there's caterpillars in there.
Look for the. I call it leaf tinting. I don't know if that's the right.
And I think these are the American ladies.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, American ladies.
I get them in the front of the store on pussy toes.
All right, so there's that.
And you can see the frass, and yeah, they're
cool
hanging out in there.
They're hanging.
You've got that's wild senna.
Yeah,
that's a great bee plant. I know.
Yes, and there's another. I don't know what the butterfly is.
Okay,
that comes on that, but
all right.
That happens to be pipevine. I just put in.
Okay, for your
pipevine swallowtail. Yep. And this is the native. It's not blooming right now, but it's the native honeysuckle.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Native honey. And I have lots of milkweed everywhere.
Yes.
So you want to make sure you have milkweed. There's
milkweed
I
see you
there.
have swamp milkweed here.
Yep, there's milkweed. This is a spice bush, and that's the host for the spice bush caterpillar or spice bush butterfly. It also likes oh, what's that tree that has
sassafras?
Yes.
Yeah, the spice bush swallowtail.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that.
Nice.
And I have things like cardinal flowers and cone flowers and.
Yep. You have nectar plants too.
I have nectar plants. That's right. Through here. And that's bronze fennel, and that's black swallowtails. So if you see that eating on some of your herbs, they're not going to eat all your herbs.
Right.
Let them have a little bit.
Share with the black swallowtails.
That's right.
Okay.
Now these are all milkweed. Actually swamp milkweed.
Yeah.
And this is highly recommended for a flowering. This is a penta.
Okay.
So the penta is good.
That's a nectar plant?
That's a nectaring plant. And I'll tell you, rue is another big one.
Okay.
That's right there. I've found a lot of caterpillars on rue.
Okay.
This is St. John's.
Yes.
St. John's wort.
Yep. Hypericum.
There you
go. I can see bees going crazy here.
Yep. That's a good one. And some of the grasses are good.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful where you put grasses.
Okay.
I've learned that.
Okay.
Try to put them back out of the way because they can take over.
Right.
You know, your plantings.
Sure.
Now, as far as trees, I bought a lot of wafer ash, which is also a hop tree.
Right. Yep.
All right. This is a pawpaw tree. And in fact, there's a Japanese beetle on it.
I see that. Yeah.
This tree grows in southern Michigan. And of course, there's Pawpaw, Michigan.
Yes.
This is the only host plant for the zebra swallowtail.
Okay.
This is it. So
you've been working them in multiple places.
I've been trying to bring in zebra swallowtails, and you've got to have a lot of trees.
Right.
So that's.
I don't think pawpaws self-pollinate, so you need them for fruit if you want it, and to be able to support butterflies.
And not only that, it's flies that pollinate.
Okay.
So people who raise those, believe it or not, they pick up dead animals and throw them in their fields.
Okay.
And that brings in the flies.
To pollinate the pawpaw.
So you can either do that or you can self-pollinate with a little brush.
Yep. Do the brush method.
So, but I do it for butterflies. I don't do it for the fruit.
Okay. So while I was visiting, someone actually brought Connie some rescued zebra swallowtail eggs and very little caterpillars, and those were coming from a local plant nursery that has the pawpaw trees for sale. So She'll take rescues and use her base of pawpaw houseplant trees to aid in her effort and other folks' efforts in the state of Michigan to try to get zebra swallowtail populations reestablished.
That's the wafer ash.
Mm-hmm. The hop tree or wafer ash.
This is a wafer ash or hop tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to keep these cut low so I can reach the top and get the caterpillars.
Yes, okay.
Because if you don't, they're going to get out of hand.
Right, okay. So here is a giant swallowtail caterpillar. They kind of look like a glob of bird poop in the early instars, but you can see Connie is rearing it on some of her hop tree or wafer ash leaves.
So that's this one, and then there's that tulip tree.
Okay.
The tulip tree is great.
Oh, another good host plant.
Yes,
all right.
Yes. And I need to cut it a little bit on top, but the tiger swallowtail likes this.
Yes. We've had them at the store. They've come in on some plant sale material.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this is the Dutchman pipevine. Mm-hmm. And this is the one I recommend because it stays pretty controlled. Mm-hmm. And this is the, of course, this is the host plant for the pipevine swallowtail. Now, when we're talking host plant, we're talking the plant that they lay eggs on. Mm-hmm. And that's what the females are looking for. Yes, they like your beautiful flowers, mm-hmm. but you want to plant these within the flowering area. Mm-hmm. So that's what this is. This is a Dutchman pipe.
Yeah, that's a nice ladder structure.
Nice ladder, yep.
Lots of surface area.
Yep.
Here's a look at different instars of the pipevine swallowtail caterpillar. So you can see Connie's rearing them here on the ornamental Dutchman's pipe that she has planted. Its native host plant is actually state threatened. Virginia snakeroot, Endodeca serpentaria, and she's able to keep a population going by supplemental planting of ornamental plants that can serve as their host plant species. And as she was touring me around her campground, we found this one that was just getting ready to jay up and become a chrysalis, but it had attached itself to the soffit of the restroom area of her campground. And as we were touring the pollinator garden, we got to see this adult who actually held still long enough for me to get a little video of what the adult pipevine swallowtail looks like with that single row of orange spots, whereas the black swallowtail has a double row of orange.
The Luna moth, actually here in Michigan, I use the walnut. Mm-hmm. But in the South, and I planted one, mm-hmm. they use persimmons. So you have to check, you know, there's sometimes something will go on 2 or 3 or 4 different things. Mm-hmm. And you can switch them back and forth. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say, but
probably always good to have choices. Yes, have multiple.
That's true.
So here's a look at the Luna moth that Connie was discussing, and they are one of our native North American giant silkworm moths. Aren't they amazing? They're just huge and beautiful, and as she mentioned, the best way to support them is by having native trees, forest trees that they can use as host plants. And another example of a giant silkworm moth, this is the Polyphemus moth caterpillar, and Connie is rearing that on maple. They also like apple, ash, birch, dogwood, elm, hickories, oaks, and willows. And then here are some eggs of Promethea moth, another giant silkworm moth, whose host plants include ash, buttonbush, cherry, magnolia, sassafras, spicebush, sweet gum, and tulip tree. And Connie has all sorts of rearing cages for the different moth cocoons as well, all outside on her front porch so they acclimate to the weather.
This is the Michigan native bees. And they go in these individual tubes. You wouldn't even know they were a bee. They don't sting. It's a wonderful bee to have. And you see there's tubes in there, and you can tell if they're filled up that they've been there. And they're now using colored markers for that female bee so she can find her tube, I guess. You know,
yes.
Probably
wayfinding.
It's probably a human thing, but anyhow, and then they were telling me they don't use red because they can't see red. Okay. Which I didn't know that either, but anyhow, then you can put a flower on top that draws them in. And we put this on the front to keep the tubes from flying out and woodpeckers getting. Yeah,
the birds will go after the larval bees.
Right, so that's what we've done. We've always put something in front, but the bee can still get into the tube.
Nice. Love that. All kinds of pollinator projects out here.
There you go.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this fabulous pollinator project tour out at Shady Acres Campground. Connie Spotts was a wonderful host. She knows so much and she's done so much, even in a functioning, working landscape. Her campground provides wonderful pollinator habitat, and I hope it gives you some great ideas for things you can do in your own landscape. Take care and have a good week.